morning and welcome to the Morning Expresso. I am Charulata Biswas and let's get you started with the big story coming from Afghanistan. Kabul fell, President Ashraf Ghani fled, Taliban's mission to seize control of Afghanistan is complete, and the US helicopters evacuated its embassy personnel as plumes of smoke rose from their mission compound, suggesting the destruction of documents and equipment, evoking memories of their hasty exit from Saigon in 1975. Meanwhile, staff and personnel at the Indian embassy were also preparing to fly out the same night. For India, it will not just be an evacuation of its premises, but for now, also its place in Afghanistan, its influence in Kabul built over the years. Children and women have been most affected. Hours before the Taliban arrived at the gates of Kabul, a school principal asked his teachers, most of them young women in their 20s and 30s, to leave their homes. To women in Afghanistan, the return of the Taliban could only mean one thing: denial of even basic rights. Let's have a look at the front page. On the 75th anniversary of India's independence, Prime Minister Narendra Modi pitched for the country's transformation to newer heights, new levels of prosperity, world-class modern infrastructure, and access to quality facilities for all Indians, irrespective of the region and class they belong in the next 25 years. There is a sense of disquiet within the BJP over the government's silence on the growing demand for a caste census. Many of its OBC MPs contacted by the Indian Express expressed concern. A senior BJP leader who is a state minister said if the census is done, it could reveal the fact that socially backward communities along with SCs and STs constitute more than 80% of the population. So the concept of quota could have to be rethought. The economy may be limping towards normalcy after the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, but the job market continues to show extended signs of stress. The loss of employment in the contact-intensive sectors now appears to be accompanied by a progressive shift towards low-paying subsistence work. Multiple data sets point to the fact that post the second wave, the impact seems to be more pronounced in case of better quality jobs in urban areas, especially salaried jobs. Here are the must-reads. As this year's Independence Day marks the beginning of India's 75th year as a free nation, Congress Interim President Sonia Gandhi writes, India must continue to demonstrate to the world how a country with innumerable languages, religions, cultures, and ethnicities can thrive. While celebrating diversity, India must be a beacon to other countries with our record of building and sustaining a vibrant democracy. Read about this on our website, indianexpress.com. Tamil Nadu Finance Minister PTR Palanivel Thiagarajan, while speaking at the Indian Express Idea Exchange, called the GST Council poorly designed. He also explained how lack of data hinders governance, touched upon his run-in with Jaggi Vasudev, and laid out the DMK's federalism principle. You can also catch up with the article on our website. A fortnight ago, the daughter of a senior citizen in Mumbai's Juhu rushed to the police. Online fraudsters had looted 75,000 rupees from her father. Using his credit card details, the fraudsters had gone on a shopping spree online. The crime branch turned to Stop Banking Fraud, a WhatsApp group started 4 years ago by 2 constables in Gwalior. And finally, leaving you with this. To the rousing cheers of the Sunday crowd, Cheteshwar Pujara blocked the 100th ball he faced in the innings, as he had through most of his comparatively laborious knock. Surviving for his team, surviving for himself, Pujara was dealing with the situation in the best way he knew, by sticking to his biggest strengths. It wasn't just in India but in faraway Croatia as well that the government's Amrit Mahotsav was also celebrated to mark the 75th Independence Day. Read about this in today's Delhi Confidential. And don't miss our podcast where we talk about the dispatch from Kabul on Taliban's takeover, understanding the new vehicle scrapping policy, and the highlights from PM Modi's speech. So that's all for today. For all the news updates, log on to indianexpress.com. Thank you for watching.